or online at bobfile.com.
Are you dealing with a pest or weed issue and you just don't know what to do?
We use the best pest control methods approved for areas with kids and pets.
Whether it's rats, mice, ants, or spiders,
or something else altogether,
we provide the coaching and solutions you're looking for.
And you can know that your dollars are supporting a local, family-owned and operated business.
Allow us to help you get back to living healthy and pest-free. Harvest Valley Pest Control.
Baseball, the Symphony, Super Oval, and graduations are all community events we're proud to bring you on the NCW Life channel. Coverage is made possible by Apple Valley Honda, Bob's Apple Barrel Bark, Castle Rock International Real Estate, Confluence Health, JDSA Law, Mary Maids, Mini Blinds, and more. Prestige Senior Living at Colonial Vista. Together for Youth, Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center, and Walkabout Grill. A reflection of and spotlight.
Happy Monday, television family. Good to see you again. We're ready to say goodbye to July and welcome August. It is the last day of July 2023. I am Dan Kuntz. Happy Monday to you. You know, there are happy Mondays if you don't work for a living like me. Mondays aren't so bad, but of course it's Monday, so I'm here, Uriah's here. We're working. We're not going to work real hard today. Beautiful morning, 63 degrees, gobs of gooey good sunshine, and we're going to be under the influence of a ridge of high pressure that is already here, and just each day just a degree or so warmer till we peak out in the upper 90s on Saturday and Sunday. We desperately need rain. There is none in the forecast. If any kind of precipitation develops, it would be a thunderstorm perhaps, and we don't want that at all. The details, your sunny and hot forecast is on the way, as is the news. Busy weekend of what's some things that happened around the north central Washington area. We'll fill you in on those details. In sports, the Wenatchee Apple Sox are in the playoffs, and the Mariners are playing fairly good baseball. They took 2 of 3 from Arizona over the weekend to wrap up their road trip at 4-2. Highlights about the Apple Sox and the Mariners when we get to the sports segment. Everything else, you know, today in history, some celebrity birthdays. The obscure holiday of the day is about a superfood. And 2 long-form interviews in the back half of the program. We're going to re-air the interview that I did with Diana Haglund because their big para-educator hiring event that the Wenatchee School District is putting on is at their school district offices is tonight and tomorrow night. And it's good stuff. Diana Haglund, that interview will air again. And we showed you a snippet of this video on Friday's news, but we have permission from the folks at Rocky Talkie to air the entire 8.5-minute video, some spectacular footage of that high mountain rescue in the Enchantments that was done last October by the Chelan County Mountain Rescue Team. They won an award for saving this gentleman's life. The entire video will air in its entirety in the back half of the program, and at 2 minutes after the hour we start our tour, and of course the Wenatchee Heights camera will do the job. And starting today, we are now under the 15-hour mark of daylight. Sunrise this morning was at 5:38. Sunset tonight will be at 8:36. That's 14 hours and 58 minutes of daylight. Topped off at 87 yesterday. It was about 5 degrees cooler. Saturday's high was 92. For a brief time on Saturday afternoon and Saturday night, we were under a red flag warning. We got through that, but as you probably know by now, there's a fire up near the Canadian border just outside the town of Oroville. It's called the Eagle Bluff Fire. It's at about 10,000 acres, but the level 3 evacuation notices have been lowered to a level 2, so at least there's good news there, but they got a lot of work to do there. If that's the biggest fire of the season, we'll take that. Camera 2 takes us up to the Waterville camera, looking back down towards the Wenatchee Valley. Now these PTZ cameras, PTZ acronym, pan, tilt, zoom. We have that zoomed all the way out. I think that's about as far out as that camera can go. You can see where the Antioch flows into the Columbia River. You can see a huge swath of the Columbia way off into the distance is the Wenatchee Valley and Mission Ridge. From our Waterville Plateau camera, we turn that camera 180 degrees and you can see Waterville from there. Let's go to Leavenworth, and yes, it's still there. That's a bug. That's a very small bug, but it's on a PTZ camera. And so it looks like it's eating up most of the Leavenworth area. That's a bug. Trying to blow it off. Good morning to Leavenworth. And the bug, which we will name Victor, just to give the bug a little personality. Good morning to Leavenworth from our thermometer. And finally, up to the monitor camera we go. And that's, again, zoomed out about as far as it can get. We can see all of Monitor, all of Kashmir, pretty much, and a piece of the enchantments in the upper left-hand corner of the screen. Pluots are in season, and I gobbled them down over the weekend. It's my favorite fruit. Doesn't last very long, but when the pluots are in the stores, Dan is a happy camper. We're keeping a close eye up to the north of us near that Eagle Bluff fire, because it could be a little on the hazy side and a little on the smoky side in the Okanagan Valley. Now, I checked the air quality this morning, and it is okay in Omak and Okanagan, but it could deteriorate. First of all, there are still fires burning up in British Columbia, and now we have the new fire, the Eagle Bluff fire, just outside of Orville on the Canadian border. So most of it's in the United States, but some of it has spilled into Canada. And so for you folks to the north of us, you could be dealing with some hazy conditions through Wednesday. Anyway, as a high-pressure ridge builds up and there's no place for the smoke to go, smoke probably won't work its way down here to the Wenatchee Valley, though. That's a long way to go from Orville to here. All right, from the National Weather Service, here's your forecast. Sunshine, just about 90 after 92 yesterday, 59 for the overnight low. And then we just kind of go 1 degree at a time from 89 to 91 with lots of sunshine. Then 92 Wednesday, 95 Thursday, a slight cool down, but not much on Friday, near 100 on Saturday and Sunday. August is coming in just like July is leaving us, sunny and hot. It's something we are used to here in north central Washington. All right, going to take a break, let you know what happened over the weekend, and there was a lot. The news in 2 minutes. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Hit the open roads this summer with Click It RV Superstore in Moses Lake during the Great American Sales Event. The best brands, Grand Design, Flagstaff, Thor, SMC trailers, and more. Over 1,000 RVs. Payments as low as $240 per month. $240 down. 0 payments until 2024. Up to $4,000 over JD Power for your trade-in. Plus, get a Traeger grill and Yeti cooler with purchase during the Great American Sales Event. Now at the Click It RV Superstore in Moses Lake, off I-90 on North Frontage. Hurry in today.
I had a seizure in the middle of the night, and they rushed me to the hospital and decided to induce labor to try to get the baby out. The outpouring of love and support I got from Confluence Health. My coworkers coming to the ICU to be with me. For me, it's the work family. It's just incredible to have support no matter what I'm going through in my personal life, my own health.
Hibis Public Market is on the move to make parking, dining, shopping, and events an even better experience for our community. Check out the progress that has already been made towards the revitalization. The West Side project is well on its way, but we need your help to get over the finish line. All donations are greatly appreciated and can be made online at our website or in person at the business office. We want to thank those who have already partnered with us. You are helping make the place we love a better place for our community to meet.
Hey man, how's your arm?
Getting better, actually, thanks.
Did they give you anything for pain after surgery? Because I think I may have some left over.
Nah, that's all right, man. Actually, me and my doctor talked about not sharing prescriptions, and that ibuprofen is a good option for me. The risk of addiction, it's not worth it.
Makes sense.
Take the next step. Don't share your prescriptions, and talk to your friends about the dangers of opioids.
63 degrees. We'll climb the ladder close to 90 today, lower 90s for the next couple of days, mid 90s, and then upper 90s. By the weekend, it's 8 minutes after the hour, 4 Western Washington residents were killed on Saturday afternoon in a rollover accident involving a side-by-side ATV. This happened near the town of Liberty. just off Blewett Pass. The Kittitas County Sheriff's Office says that around 4 o'clock on Saturday afternoon, deputies and fire units responded to a 911 call that a Polaris RZR side-by-side ATV rolled and burst into flames while driving on a dirt road just west of Liberty. The owner and driver of the ATV, 24-year-old Connor Jenkins of Ording. Also in the vehicle, Connor's friend, 23-year-old Benjamin Gomez Santana of Covington, and a couple they had met that day, 26-year-old Devin Annenson of Kent and 24-year-old Hallie Cole of Maple Valley. Now, Gomez, Santana, and Cole died at the scene of the accident. Helicopters transported Jenkins and Annenson to Harborview Hospital's burn center in critical condition. They both died of their injuries later that night. The cause of the accident and of the fire is under investigation. 9 people were injured yesterday afternoon in a two-car accident on Highway 17, not far from the Grant County International Airport. According to the Washington State Patrol, just after noon, a 2019 Dodge Grand Caravan being driven by 34-year-old Jesus Banda of Mattawa was traveling eastbound on North Lake Road when it failed to stop at the intersection of North Lake Road and Highway 17. The Dodge collided with a 2007 Chevy Tahoe being driven by 39-year-old Katie L. Hernandez of Ephrata. All 3 occupants of the Dodge and all 6 occupants of the Tahoe were transported by ambulance to Samaritan Hospital in Moses Lake with undisclosed injuries. Banda faces charges of failing to stop at the stop sign. The State Patrol says drugs and alcohol were not a factor in that accident. Nurses at the Confluence Health Mayor's campus, formerly known as Wenatchee Valley Hospital, have voted to form a union. About 100 nurses will be represented by the Washington State Nurses Association, who will work with the nurses to help identify bargaining priorities and form a bargaining team to negotiate a first contract. In a press release, the association says the organizing campaign went on for about 5 months as nurses expressed frustrations over wage parity, the potential floating around between other Confluence Health facilities, and confusion over management structure changes. The vote to form a union happened earlier this month on July 19th. WSNA has previously represented a bargaining unit of about 500 nurses at Confluence Health's Central Campus, then Central Washington Hospital, for nearly 50 years. The Wenatchee School District is holding a public hearing tomorrow. The topic, the upcoming budget for the school year. The proposal includes $8 million in cuts that would remove about 75 full-time positions over the next couple of years. The board will determine the appropriation from each fund contained in this year's budget, and they will adopt the budget, the 4-year budget plan summary, and the 4-year enrollment projection at their August 22nd meeting. The 2023-2024 budget information is available on the district's website, or you can stop by their office on Sunset Avenue. Anybody may be heard for or against the budget, whether that be in person or virtually, but they need to complete a public comment form before the meeting, and you can find that on the district's website, wenatcheeschools.org. The Grant County Public Utility District is asking for some money, about $5 million as a matter of fact. In federal funding, the idea they need to shore up the Priest Rapids Dam against possible earthquakes. The spillway of the hydroelectric project needs to be anchored to the bedrock of the Columbia River for better seismic strength. Altogether, the PUD estimates the work will cost $38 million to $45 million. Similar work was done at a smaller scale at the Wanapum Dam 9 years ago. Managers say the 65-year-old Priest Rapids Dam remains safe and stable. The PUD has an October deadline to apply for the federal share of the funding. And if you've walked around the Wenatchee Valley, you've stepped on them or maybe found them in your car tire or your bike tire. Goat heads, the scourge, the sharp little seeds that can make a hike or even a bike ride much more painful. The plant that sheds those seeds is known as puncture vine. Julie Sanderson is the coordinator of the Chelan County's Noxious Weed Control Board, and she gave a primer on goat heads this week for Chelan County Connection podcast. She notes that under state law, if goat heads are found on your property, it's your responsibility to get rid of them.
July is goat head month around here. Usually by July, the goat heads or puncture vine, as it is kind of officially called, on the state weed list, is up and running. So if it's around, we'll be seeing it in July. So this month we're having a focus on puncture vine It's interesting as we meet people when we're out on the streets looking for the goat heads. Often people don't know what the plant looks like that actually produces those hard, spiny burrs. Everybody knows the goat head because they find it in their shoes and their dog's feet. But it's actually a low-growing green vine with a finely divided leaf with little leaflets. You can see them in the picture behind me. It has a bright yellow flower, and then eventually it gets kind of a lime green burr, which as it matures, it kind of shrinks a little bit and dries up and breaks apart into the typical little goat head with the two horns that get stuck in your feet. We find them all over. We find them in vacant lots. We find them in those little spots in your lawn where you don't quite get the irrigation right and you develop bare spots with weeds in them. And along the edge of the sidewalk in our planting strips, that area that people sometimes call by another name, in between the street and the sidewalk, where it's very hard to irrigate and get good grass established. Those strips are often weed strips, and that's one of the famous places that we find them around the city. And it's a little difficult because a lot of people have the misconception that that little strip is something that's taken care of by the city. And it's really the owner's obligation from the middle of the alley right up to the curb. Just like you have to control your own sidewalk in front of your house and shovel your snow, you have to control weeds up to the curb.
And that is the news at 1:15 on this final day of July. Grant Olson is back from assignment. That's good news double wide. That means Jefferson can sleep in a little bit and I don't have to do the weather. We're back to full strength here for the NCW Life Evening News at 5, 6, and 10 on television. If that doesn't work around your schedule, our news is always available online by going to our homepage, by going to our Facebook page, or checking out our news on our YouTube page. And if there's a news tip, something out there you think demands our attention, get a hold of us. And I got to be honest with you, you're good at getting a hold of us. Best way to go about doing it, send us an email, news@ncwlife.com. Mariners win. Apple Sox win. Apple Sox in the playoffs. Mariners still have some work to do. Baseball takes center stage in sports in 2 minutes. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
When you call Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, you're calling on 35-plus years of experience in the Wenatchee Valley. Spending extra time in your home, you may have discovered an unwanted aroma. Stinky feet, pets, who knows what. Call Dick's today about installing their Train Clean Effects electronic air cleaner or a Rheem Halo ultraviolet air purifier. Either way, the air quality in your home will be improved. Proudly servicing all of North Central Washington, call 884-6444 today.
Are you dealing with a pest or weed issue and you just don't know what to do?
We use the best pest control methods approved for areas with kids and pets.
Whether it's rats, mice, ants, or spiders,
or something else altogether.
We provide the coaching and solutions you're looking for.
And you can know that your dollars are supporting a local, family-owned and operated business.
Allow us to help you get back to living healthy and pest-free. Harvest Valley Pest Control.
Enjoy the sounds of summer from your very own pool and spa. Blue Lagoon is now scheduling pool installations for this summer. Call today to schedule a free consultation for a custom San Juan fiberglass pool. And let the experts at Blue Lagoon handle the construction, installation, and regular maintenance. Turn your boring backyard into vacation paradise this summer with industry-leading San Juan pool. No need to go off the deep end. Relax knowing you're in great hands with Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa.
Motion e-bikes is rolling out its new line of Aventon e-bikes. Come in today and save $300 on the top-selling Aventon Adventure. Motion is Central Washington's home for affordable e-bikes, located in the Mills Brothers building in downtown Wenatchee.
It has really been a great partnership between Succession and NCW Life. It's not always easy to sit in front of a camera or a microphone, but you guys have made it a really nice process.
18 minutes after the hour, Louis Castillo and a couple of relievers threw a 3-hit shutout. And the Mariners down the Diamondbacks 4-zip. They take 2 of 3 in the weekend series. The Mariners got off to a good start in the series finale. They scored 2 runs in the first inning, then added another in the second, and then they let Castillo kind of take over for his 7th win of the season.
Bases loaded, 2 outs. Here's the 3-0. It misses badly. A 4-pitch bases loaded walk. It was the heater, but it wasn't close.
See what Ty France does here. He'll make Kelly throw a strike.
France on the ground into left field. Julio is in to score. Teoscar is held. Ty France extends the Mariners' first inning lead. 2-0 in the first inning.
3-1 pitch. Swing on, driven deep to right, down the line. Looks like it's going to stay fair. It does. Hey now, home run, J.P. Crawford. 3-0 Seattle here in the second inning. Here's the pitch, swung on and hit deep, right center field. Giving chase, Julio. Got it measured, makes the catch on the track. Julio with another defensive gem. Gino, second inning base hit to left. He struck out 3 times. He's 1 for 4.
Gino out towards left center. JP had to wait. Puts on the Jets. He's coming home. The throw to the plate is not in time. JP Crawford scores from second. Gino drives him in. It's a 9th inning run.
He kicks, steals the pitch. Swing on a miss, struck him out. And that's the ball game, and the Mariners shut out the Arizona Diamondbacks, their 3rd consecutive series win. Winning pitcher, Luis Castillo.
Manager Scott Service pointed out an historical fact from last season when he talked about how Luis Castillo is doing this season.
Credit to our players. Obviously, I think it's about a year ago today, or maybe yesterday, we acquired Luis Castillo, and what a trade. He has changed just that kind of the whole demeanor around our pitching staff, and he is the rock. He's the guy we lean on, and he showed up today. Outstanding effort, 2 hits, 6 innings, and he had really good stuff today and executed well on top of that. So still need a little help out of the bullpen. Matt Brash solid. Topa's had a great run, and then nice to get Sauce in there. He's had a really good year. Taylor has, and staying away from Seawald for another day helps too. When he added that add-on run we got there in the 9th was big. So offensively, JP, big game there. Ty France 3 hits. Number of guys up and down the lineup, and it's tough. It's 100 degrees here in Arizona. You're at the end of the road trip. The guys are dragging a little bit, but got on the board early, and so we needed to do against Kelly today.
J.P. Crawford had a couple of hits. Ty France went 3 for 4. We like that. Mariners back home tonight. They begin a series with Boston, 6:40 first pitch on Root Sports Northwest. To the standings we go. Everybody in the American League West was able to gain ground on Texas because the Rangers were swept by San Diego. The Angels stayed hot. They took 2 of 3 from Toronto, including a 3-2 10-inning affair Sunday. Hunter Renfroe provided the winning punch with a 2-run home run in the top of the 10th. Brandon Lowe was 3 for 5, including a 2-run home run to lead Tampa Bay over Houston Sunday, 8-2. The Astros took 2 of 3 from the Rays. They sit a game back of the Angels in the standings. Ty Block and 4 relievers combined in a 5-hit shutout for Colorado. The Rockies blanking Oakland 2-0. Houston and Toronto tied for the final American League wild card spot with Boston. Yeah, it's time to start talking about wild card. Yankees are 3.5 back. LA is 4 games back. Seattle 4.5 games back heading into the series with the Red Sox. The Apple Sox busy putting a dent on the record book this summer. They swept Edmonton over the weekend. Yesterday's final was 8-5. Wenatchee has set several franchise milestones with 3 victories against the Riverhawks, including qualifying for the playoffs. We get more from our good buddy Storman, Joel Norman.
The Wenatchee Apple Sox made history this weekend as they swept away the Edmonton Riverhawks, defeating them in all 3 games at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. It started with a 13-inning, 5-4 walk-off victory when Carson Owen drove in the winning run in the bottom of the 13th with the bases loaded and 2 outs on Friday. Wenatchee followed that up with a 10-1 victory on Saturday night, and that victory secured that they would have a spot in the 2023 West Coast League playoffs. Wenatchee wrapped up the series with Edmonton by picking up a big victory on Sunday. They could have been happy with 2 of 3. Instead, they took all 3 against the Edmonton Riverhawks. MJ Sweeney broke a 4-4 tie with a 2 RBI single in the bottom of the 7th inning, and Wenatchee picked up the 8-5 triumph in the finale against Edmonton. So the Apple Sox have set new single-season franchise records for sweeps as they picked up their 8th of the summer on Sunday afternoon, while also concluding the home slate of the regular season with the most wins at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium in a single summer in West Coast League action. Wenatchee finishes the year 21-6 at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium and hopes to have plenty of home playoff games in the postseason. They are 2.5 games ahead of the Victoria Harbor Cats in the North Division second half standings, and the postseason postseason begins on August 8th. Wenatchee hoping, if they can win the second half, to potentially have home field advantage for the entire postseason. They are off on Monday before taking on the Bellingham Bells on Tuesday night on the road at Joe Martin Field. With your Apple Sox update, I'm Joel Norman.
Thank you, Joel. Fred Buxton, by the way, was 2 for 2 with a run on Sunday. And Carson Oland drove in 3. Evan Canfield worked 2 innings of relief to pick up his 4th win of the summer. As Joel mentioned, there are 6 games left in the regular season. They head to Bellingham tomorrow for the first of 3 games, and they finish the regular season in Kelowna. Over the weekend, you can hear Joel's call on Sunny FM tomorrow at 6:35. And in case you missed Friday's wild finish, what a long, long day for our crew. Kudos to the crew. It was a crazy game. Wenatchee fell behind early, then they tied it at 2-2, and then Edmonton took the lead, and Wenatchee tied it at 3-3 in the bottom of the 9th. They went to the 10th. Edmonton scored in the top of the 10th to make it 4-3, but Wenatchee scored in the bottom of the 10th. So we're still tied when we go to the bottom of the 13th inning. And here's Eric and Schmitty with the call.
The .338 hitter in the left-handed batter's box. And a pitch by Seltzer on the way. Swung on a chop to the left side of the infield. The shortstop in will field and throw.
Yeah!
Game over. Apple Sox win it. And they're going to mob Carson Oland out there behind the bag at first base. Here comes the water. Here comes the celebration. And here comes the Apple Sox winning it tonight by a final of 5-4 in extra innings.
All right, back to the Les Schwab scoreboard from West Coast League on Sunday. Let's see, Griffin Palfrey was 6 for 6 for Kelowna with 3 runs. The Falcons dominated Victoria 3-0. Garrett Crenshaw was also 4 for 6 with 3 RBIs for Kelowna. Raphael Smeek drove in his 3rd home run of the summer. Garner Christensen drove in 2 runs for Bellingham. The Bells beating Port Angeles 4-2. Noah Lowe and 3 relievers held Nanaimo to 5 hits. Kamloops picked up a 5-0 win. Sam Stem's RBI double in the top of the 9th capped a 2-run rally for Corvallis. The Knights beating Bend. Henry Mooch was 2 for 4 with a couple of runs and a couple of RBIs. Ridgefield beat Springfield. Chris Brown and Max Ortega each hit 2-run home runs in a 4-run 6th inning. Callis knocked off Portland. And Walla Walla pulling off an incredible come-from-behind victory on Sunday. The Swedes trailed Yakima Valley 10-4 in the top of the 9th. They brought 13 men to the plate, scored 7 runs. They won the game 11-10. So the standings. Wenatchee's lead in the West Coast North Division in the second half is 2.5 games over Victoria. There are 6 games to play. Kelowna remains alive, but they're 4 games back. Nanaimo, Edmonton, Kamloops, and Port Angeles have all been eliminated. But I have not, and those are just some of the games that people are playing. On this last day of July, it is considered many to be a superfood, and over the last 20 years or so, it has exploded in popularity. We're talking, of course, about the avocado. It is National Avocado Day, packed with omega-3 fatty acids. Those, by the way, are good for you. Excellent source of fiber, among other things. The avocado goes back to about 10,000 years, native to Central and South America, and then would work its way up to Florida and then eventually across the country. The big turning point was in the 1880s when California got into the avocado business. And it's a big money crop for the folks in California. Fun facts about avocados. The avocado, of course, is not a vegetable. It's a fruit. Although it's easy to think it's a vegetable, it's not. It's a fruit. Avocado is a higher source of protein than even bananas. And bananas have a lot of protein in them. Avocados may lower cholesterol in some people. However, avocado peels are toxic to animals, to your household pets, your dogs and your cats. So you don't want them eating that because it could very well kill them. So throw them away or put them in a spot where the dogs and the cats can't get them. And by the way, in the last 23 years, the sales of avocados have tripled. I don't know why, but they have. Happy National Avocado Day. It is 28 minutes after the hour. To space we go for Today in History. On this date in 1971, that looks like fun, doesn't it? Apollo 15 astronauts became the first to ride in a lunar rover. That thing. Drive it around, man. Play some Bachman Turner Overdrive. Suck down some cold ones. They had a good time driving around in that lunar rover. By the way, it's still there. And we'll get to that in a minute. Because 24 years ago today, NASA intentionally crashes the lunar prospector into the moon as hard as they possibly could. They were looking for signs of water. They figured it would be frozen, ergo it would be underneath the surface of the moon. So they figure if they crash it purposely really hard and dent down into there, we can find out if there's any frozen water on the moon's surface. By the way, the lunar prospector is already there. Grant talked about this a couple of weeks ago. The amount of crap we left up there. We just leave stuff up there. We go up there, we scatter crap all over the place, and then we come home. There are about 421,109 pounds of stuff that we have left up on the moon. That's 211 tons of stuff, including all 3 lunar roving vehicles. They're still up there. 5 Saturn rockets sitting on the moon. Dozens of sub-satellites. All 10 of the Apollo ascent vehicles. That's what they were designed to do. We just left them all up there, and they're sitting around. Various orbiters that crashed either accidentally or on purpose. There are tools, there are hammers and wrenches we left up there. Flags, plaques. There's a Bible that we left up on the moon. There's also 2 golf balls that Alan Shepard hit during the Apollo 14 moonwalk. So for Make a Difference Day come October, I say we go up to the moon and clean it up. It's the bottom of the hour birthdays. 100 years ago today, the great Ahmet Ergen was born. He was born in Turkey, immigrated to the United States, and he and his buddy Herb Abramson, a dental student, loved blues music. They loved gospel music. They loved jazz music. They loved rhythm and blues. And they thought, hey, can we start a record company with our own hip, good taste as our guide? And in 1947, they didn't have any money, so they both shared the same dentist, Dr. Sabit. Dr. Sabit got together and got the money going, and Ahmet Ergen and Herb Abramson got together and formed Atlantic Records in 1947, and man, am I glad that they did. Ahmet Ergen, a legend in the music industry, was born 100 years ago today. And who was the richest author ever? Yeah, J.K. Rowling, not surprising. She's made more money writing books, not to mention, of course, selling the rights of her books to movies. She is the wealthiest author ever from the Harry Potter series. J.K. Rowling is 58 years old today. Never quite got into the whole Harry Potter thing. I think it was a little past my time. It is 31 minutes after the hour. Mike Magnotti's got an opinion. And then we have 2 long-form interviews to show you. Diana Haglund will go second, even though she could go first. She's a classy lady. She's going to talk about the big Wenatchee School District Para-Educator hiring event. It is tonight and tomorrow. If you're looking for work, this may just be for you. But before we air that, it's the full-length video, the really cool video of the amazing rescue from last October that was performed by the all-volunteer Chelan County Mountain Rescue Team. You're going to see that incredible video when we come back. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the InstaBee Live channel.
Transform your windows with a variety of colors and styles like the Allure Transitional Window Covering by Lafayette Interior Fashions. Hi, this is Darren with Mini Blinds and More. We can install the latest and greatest in technology to open and close your blinds with only a touch of a button. From the largest windows in your home to room darkening shades for the bedroom. From stylish shades for your entertainment room to custom blinds for those hard-to-fit places. We have a solution for all of your window covering needs. We offer a variety of window coverings from Lafayette Interior Fashions. Call us today. We are Mini Blinds and More, your local blind store.
Hi everybody, Dan Kuntz alongside Jesse Koval from Alpine Air. My heat pump there's like steam coming out of it. It's making weird noises. Is this something I need to be concerned about?
No, Dan, that's normal operation. Refrigeration technology steals heat from the outside, transfers it to the inside, and it creates frost on your heat pump. The defrost cycle melts that off, which creates steam and a little bit of noise.
That makes sense. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. Thanks, Jesse.
Thank you.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, as I get older, I've noticed something. My body might be pushing 70, but I still feel emotionally like an 18-year-old. And according to my dear wife, my maturity level really is closer to the latter than it is to the former. And I like to say, you're only young once, but you can be immature forever. But I have to admit, so far it's been an interesting 68 trips around the sun, and I have some pretty good memories to look back on. But you know what they say, if you remember the 60s, you weren't really there. This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
Boating in the Wenatchee Valley starts at Bob File Boats and Motors. Now you can fish like a pro without breaking the bank thanks to the ProMag aluminum fishing boat by Smokercraft. It features a great layout with a spacious bow casting platform, huge live wells, and in-floor storage to safely stow your gear. See the Smokercraft line of boats at Bob File Boats and Motors on Sunset Highway in East Wenatchee or online at bobfile.com.
Bob File Boats and Motors,
we're dealing.
Bob File's gonna make you smile.
You don't have to be a member to enjoy the view and dine in style at Highlander Bar and Grill, located in East Wenatchee. Highlander Golf Course has added 2 state-of-the-art full-swing simulators. Food and drink service is available from our full-service bar and grill, offering breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week. Indoor and outdoor seating available. Call Shalane, our on-site coordinator, to schedule your special event.
Hey, welcome back to Save Mart. What can we help you find today?
We're looking for a mattress.
Oh, right this way. We got a large selection. We have this pillow top here.
Oh, comfortable.
We have more to choose from down here.
Oh.
I think I have the perfect one over here for you.
I guess we'll take this one.
You'll find it at Save Mart. Full service at a low, low price.
You know, a lot of what we do is not necessarily trail stuff, it's actually into the mountains.
If you're high up on a mountain, if you're on a vertical cliff, we have these specialty equipment, tools, experience to go out there and help in those situations. We're a bunch of close-knit climbers.
With where we're located in the state, it's become really necessary for a community like ours to partner and work with the surrounding agencies. We train and operate with the Chelan County Sheriff's Technical Rope Rescue Team, and that is really the bridge between our 2 agencies.
I went out to Leavenworth. The goal was to run the Enchantments route through the string of Enchantments lakes in Leavenworth. The accident happened at around 9 a.m. We were maybe like 10 miles through the hike. We started getting off trail. As we were descending, I dislodged a boulder. I was next to the boulder, and then I slid down as the boulder fell and got pinned underneath the boulder. We called for help immediately.
a boulder the size of a refrigerator had fallen on someone and that the person was trapped.
We started going through like scenarios of like, what tools do we have to move a boulder?
We've never dealt with something like this before.
You have to be prepared for everything. There's rapidly changing conditions. Information's coming in slowly. Information may be wrong.
We flew into the basin and we caught the strobe of the paramedic that was on scene, and we realized that he is actually on a cliff face.
It was alarming because it was the first time we found out like, oh, this guy is not trailside.
I started preparing mentally in my head and started to think about what is it that we need to do to get to this patient.
It worked out where we just kind of had the right people on the right mission.
My right leg took most of the trauma, and that like pretty much immediately like I knew that was going to be broken. And then my left leg was pinned, my groin was pinned, and my left arm was pinned. So I could only move my neck and my right arm.
The urgency behind all of this was the fact that the rock was large and it was crushing the patient's legs.
It was hard to see the extent of my injuries. I mean, I knew that probably my right leg was broken.
Hi there. What's your name? Benedict. My name's Jeff. I'm a paramedic. Hey man, I'm gonna take care of you, okay?
So he's sitting in this chute, this big boulder on top of him, and a tree is preventing the boulder from rolling over the rest of his legs and falling off the cliff.
Arm is pinned here.
Yeah.
Both legs, the boulder sitting on top of it says his right knee seems to be crushed more, but he can move his left toes.
His condition was trending down pretty steeply. The medics were like, no, we got to get him out of here now.
I started feeling extremely nauseous, extremely weak. I just felt like things were starting to shut down. There was definitely some other injuries.
So we're gonna need to do this quickly because his pressure is dropping.
We decided we're gonna use the airbags to see if we can generate some sort of movement.
So this is the airbag. These are the hoses and the regulating equipment. We do is we take our air bottle, it's the same air bottle that we wear in our air packs for structural firefighting. We connect it to the regulating system, and then we use this manifold here to slowly inflate the bag.
I asked them to hand me the airbag, and we were able to set it where I thought it needed to be to shift that boulder. I heard the air gushing through the lines, the bag inflated, and I heard the boulder shift.
There, I hear it. Okay. Okay. Nice and slow, guys.
Can you slide down a little bit? Can you push your arm down?
There we go.
Can you push your arm down even farther?
Yeah, good.
Okay, I got your arm, buddy.
It was sitting on both of his legs, but once we were able to shift it slightly, it created space on both sides.
Slow. We got rock moving. Oh, okay, stop.
Yeah. Hoist, go, go, go.
Pull. Chris, get up there, pull.
Go. Right
go,
here. Go.
Okay.
We got one more guy coming.
I heard the medic say that he's free. At that point in time, it was very intense. Those that were above the boulder grabbed the patient and they pulled him out from underneath it.
Okay, we're holding. Okay, stand by.
When he was free, his entire demeanor changed. You know, he was able to circulate better. They were able to treat him. It was just this re-energizing point in the whole rescue. And it was just a point because now he was free, but one of our main concerns with getting to this patient was that there were some significant wind events that were predicted that afternoon.
Up until that time, we were so focused on getting him out from underneath that boulder, but perhaps the most dangerous part was yet to come.
They tried multiple hoist attempts that failed because of the winds. The hoist-capable helicopter decided that they weren't going to be able to complete the mission.
When that first helicopter extraction didn't work, they thought that they would then have to hike me out.
At that point, Mountain Rescue came up with Plan C. We got to get off this ridge, got to get down to a spot that's about 2 miles below us to where a helicopter can land. So they started rigging for a lowering operation.
Perfect.
When they were doing that, the hoist capable helicopter came back and said, we're going to give it one last shot.
As they were flying, there was just kind of a lull in the wind a little bit, and they were able to hoist and get them out of there.
For them to deal with rappelling me off the cliff and then hiking me out, I would have probably lost my leg. At that point, I knew, like, okay, this is going to be okay once I get into the helicopter and out of here. I was just so amazed that that was going to happen.
As soon as he was pulled into the helicopter, it was a huge relief. We had accomplished our mission.
Preparation is key. We had this massive collaboration of resources, some folks we'd never worked around or seen before.
If you're a firefighter or a paramedic, you may have very critical life-saving skills that we need for our mission, but you may not be a climber. And so we're able to use our skills and our expertise to get those people into the backcountry to help others.
Everything about what they were able to do that day is so impressive. I can't believe they were able to figure out how to move the boulder in the time that they did with the equipment that they had without injuring me further, and do it quickly and safely.
We learned that he was going to have the full recovery, which was absolutely incredible. For me, it's a way that I can use the skills that I've acquired over a long time to give back to our community.
People are having their worst days. We can be there and help them. We do this because we want to help you. We want to be there for our community. Like, we're all people that feel that this serves a bigger purpose.
There's lots of times in our careers that we hope that the good we're doing has a positive outcome. This is one of the really very few times that you'd walked away definitively knowing that you just made a difference in someone's life, and everybody that was there contributed.
A break from reality. Central Washington Water has a showroom full of possibilities. They have the perfect hot tub for any space and any budget, including saltwater hot tubs for the absolute best ownership experience. Find free-flow plug-and-play spas that make it simple and affordable to get you soaking. Tropatone furniture to complete your patio. Make summer a splash with a high-quality, easy-to-set-up above-ground pool with pumps and filters from Central Washington Water, your water experts.
We're here in the headquarters of Wenatchee School District, just outside the doors of my alma mater, Orchard Junior High, now Orchard Middle School. Now you know how old I am. This Monday the 31st and Tuesday August 1st, if you're looking for some good work, good solid work, fairly well paying, this might be the place you want to be on Monday and Tuesday, because the Wenatchee School District, by golly, needs warm bodies. And here to talk about that is the Director of Communications for the school district and an old friend of the program, Ms. Diana Haglund. How are you?
I'm doing great. It's good to see you.
It's good to see you. This situation pops up every year. Not just paraeducators, bus drivers, coaches, whatever. People come into the system, people leave the system, people retire. Things just happen. In a school district as large as the Wenatchee School District, with that many employees, you're going to have turnover.
Absolutely.
And now it's that time of the year again to get some more warm bodies in here and help the kids become better human beings and contributors to the society. Talk about Monday, talk about Tuesday.
Yeah, we are excited. Like you said, we're a large organization. We have 1,500 employees in our district, including paraeducators who provide a really important role in our schools to supporting student success. Paraeducators are often thought of as like classroom assistants. They provide instructional support. Sometimes they're working in libraries or in other parts of our buildings, but really critical to supporting our teachers so that they can provide high quality instruction. So we're looking to add paraprofessionals to our ranks, so add some new people into the classroom, as well as in our special ed department. We have many students that need a one-on-one para support professional, and so we're looking to fill those roles as well.
People are going to ask, and so I'm going to have to do it, saying, wait a minute, don't you have like declining enrollment and budget cuts and laying people off? Or how can they be hiring? Well, there's a simple explanation for that.
Absolutely, yeah. In the last school year, as you know, we did some adjusting of our budget to really match our current enrollment, but we've always had some open positions that needed to be filled that were budgeted for, and many of those are federally funded positions or funded by the state or are required by law to make sure that the students have the supports that they need. So we're looking to fill those positions. So those have been open and available, and we encourage anybody that is looking to get into education, that has an interest, wants to work with students to explore this opportunity.
There are two different kinds of paraeducators. For an example, I'll give you an example. My brother Eric works as a paraeducator. He works with the developmentally disabled special needs kids. He usually each year is assigned one-on-one with a kid, and he works with that kid. He finds it terribly rewarding. He loves the job. And then there's the, I don't want to say normal paraeducators, but there's two different things to consider if you're thinking about getting in on this field. So explain the differences between the two.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you did a great job. So a lot of our paras do work within special education with students that have a range of learning needs, developmentally, physically, they might have some needs. So oftentimes those do require a one-on-one support person that is with that student throughout the day. Other times it's assigned to a classroom or maybe multiple classrooms to provide that instructional support to a teacher. For a student with special education, they have an IEP or a learning plan. So that's one set of paras. Other paras work in areas, like I said, the library, and they're providing support to librarians who are certified teachers, or in other areas like our career center. Those are paraprofessional positions. So we do have some general paras, and then we have some kind of specialized positions that are out there. And we've got a lot posted on our website. So if people want to explore more of those options, they can visit our website, WenatcheeSchools.org.
There are a lot of jobs, as a matter of fact, open, and we're going to talk about some of the others real quick. But one more thing on the paraeducators. What do the prospective paraeducator folks who might be interested to know about this, what do they need to know in advance before Monday and Tuesday? How do they do their homework about what they might be interested in or might be good at?
Yeah, well, I think one of the best things that anybody who seems like this might be of interest to them is just to do some Googling. Google the word paraprofessional, and that's going to give you a really good sense of what those jobs entail. You can go on our website, look at the available job openings, but to prepare for our hiring event, we've really tried to remove all the barriers we can so that it makes it as easy and smooth as possible. People can apply for our open positions if they want to in advance to coming to the event, or they can apply right here when they come into the event. We'll have staff there to answer questions and assist them with the application. We'll even be doing interviews on the spot. We don't require a resume, but we love people to come in prepared to tell us about who they are and their background, as well as their educational experience. If somebody has a bachelor's degree or an associate's degree or 72 college credits, they automatically qualify for those positions. But we do require a praxis test or an aptitude test to be completed for those that don't have those academic credentials. And we'll walk people through those. But also, folks will have a chance to talk to hiring departments so they can ask more of those detailed questions about the job and what they're looking for and what they may potentially be doing.
Best advice I can think of is talk to a paraeducator. The odds are you know one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Regardless of where they fall within the paraeducation system. Number one skill set, 85% of the job, give a damn. If you give a damn, that's about 80% of it right there.
Definitely, we want somebody that wants to be there. Our district, one of our priorities in our strategic plan is to create a thriving environment, and that really starts with our staff wanting to be there and are committed to student success. So absolutely, you have to have that. We want people to have the aptitude to do the job, so some reading and math skills, which is why we do some of the testing, just to make sure they can support the students at the level they need to be supported. But somebody that wants to be in the classroom thrives in that type of learning environment because they're providing a huge service, not only to that student, but their family and our community at large.
Coaches, bus drivers, maintenance and operations, the list goes on and on. It's a full slate. It's like 3 pages of jobs I saw.
Yeah, we do.
Talk about some of the other jobs that can be filled immediately.
Yeah, and people can apply today, like I said, on our website, WenatcheeSchools.org. We have all of our open positions. Coaching, yeah, we have sports throughout the year, and we're always looking for coaches and assistant coaches so people can check out those opportunities. Bus drivers is a year-round recruitment effort. We do paid training, we get your CDL, and then we also train you on how to engage with students and create that thriving environment on the school bus. They're really an essential part of our team. We have a great transportation department, but custodians and others, we're a huge system with a lot of moving parts, including food service. That's another area where we're always looking to add people as those exit the system and we need to replace people. But the school district's a great place to work, not only from the culture that we have here, but from an employment perspective too. We offer a really competitive benefits package, even if you're full-time or part-time, you get our full benefits. Mm-hmm. So, life insurance, health insurance.
And that's a huge thing, especially nowadays.
Yeah, and a lot of our positions work well with parents. So, you can be on a school schedule. You can have summers off. So our paras don't work in the summer. And so you get some of those added benefits. Same thing with bus drivers and custodians. Oftentimes those positions we consider them a year-round position. You have a job year-round, but you're not working in the summer months.
Yeah, that's not bad. You still get paid.
It's a pretty good gig, yeah.
It's a pretty good gig.
Yeah.
All of these jobs are on their website. Just go to the school district website. You'll see employment. It's all right there. Mm-hmm. You can pre-apply for almost anything. You can fill out the basic form, and it goes into the system.
Yes.
And then it just kicks out when, hey, we got you right here, and so they know all the pertinent information and a general background on you, and that really helps expedite the
Absolutely. Deal. So someone could come to either one of the hiring events and sit down and have an interview right on the spot with the hiring department. And our goal is to potentially make job offers right then and there so we can get people geared up and ready for school. Can you believe it's going to start on August 29th? So that's right around the corner.
The Wenatchee School District cranked out such fine individuals as me and her. To a certain extent.
I can't claim Wenatchee, but
I will tell you this much.
I will claim it now.
There you go. They will not just give you a shirt and a name tag and a whistle and a set of keys and throw you to the wolves. They ain't going to do that. If you have even the remotest interest in it, check it out. Give us the details one more time for Monday and Tuesday, the 31st and the 1st.
Yeah, and I don't want to mess this up. So July 31st from 4:30 to 7:30 here at the Wenatchee School District office, and August 1st from 1 to 3. So either one of those days, we're going to have the same set of staff here to assist folks. Come on in. We'd like to talk to you and see if a position as a parapro in our district is the right fit.
Daycare, somebody going to take care of the kids?
Yes. Oh, thanks for bringing that up. Yes, we will be providing daycare. We're going to actually be in this same building or same room in our building, and we'll provide some child care. So if parents need to bring their kiddo with them, they can. We'll take care of that while they can focus on the interview and application portion of the event.
You wouldn't believe the myriad of jobs on the website. It'll blow you away, and they're all there. Check it out. It's good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Let's get together with Corey one of these days, and before the school year launches on August 29th, we'll welcome him to his new job.
We'll be back, and I know he's excited to talk to you and everybody out there in TV land. So yeah, he's getting geared up for the beginning of a great
Monday and
school year.
Tuesday, 31st and 1st. Get down here, get yourself a job. You'd be amazed. You might have skills you don't even know you have. I'm thinking about getting some skills myself. You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
The 2023 Grant County Fair is happening August 15th through the 19th at the Grant County Fairgrounds in Moses Lake. Hundreds of animal exhibits, a huge carnival, and more than 25 food vendors. And fantastic music with Michael Ray, August 17th, with special guest the Olsen Brothers Band. August 18th, it's Ned Ledoux with special guest Jeremy McComb. And on August 19th, Grammy nominee Lupito Infante. It's Grant County's annual party. For more information, go to gcfairgrounds.com.
Hey, hon, would you run this around to the wash rack?
Oh, okay.
Hey, hon, what happened?
They shrunk the truck.
The all-new mid-size Canyon is now available at Sangster Motors.
Lean back and enjoy the summer savings at Boswell's. Right now, get a $100 instant rebate for every $1,000 you spend on any qualifying stressless seating. The more you spend, the more you can save instantly. So furnish an entire room with the most comfortable seating in the world and watch the savings add up. Shop Boswell's, 2915 Easy Street in Wenatchee.
Dear Mary Maids, just got home from a trade show and I didn't have time to pick up the house. Kids made chili. Jeff did a mud run. Oh, and Winston shredded Teddy's bed. Again, please clean it the best you can. Oh, except for the statue Max made for me. Thanks, Abby.
Hi, Abby. Clean kitchen, clean bath, clean floor, naughty cat, poor Teddy. The statue is precious. You should keep it forever. See you next time, Mary Maids.
Couple minutes to go on this award-winning program on this last day of July 2023. Temperatures around the region, 64 here in the big city. Ironically enough, Moses Lake in Ephrata is usually a couple degrees warmer by us, but actually it's only 60 in Moses Lake. We got them beat pretty good. It's 59 in downtown Dryden, suburban Dryden. Also 59 degrees. Now, up to the north of us, up in the Omak-Okanagan area, they're fairly close to the big fire that's burning up near the Canadian border, up near Orrville. The fire is called the Eagle Bluff Fire, broke out over the weekend. It's about 10,000 acres in size. Now, they have backed down on the evac levels. They were at level 3, get out now. But now it's down to level 2. That's good news, but there's no containment yet. And it's burning in some pretty thick timber. So for you folks to the north of us, you could see some smoke levels kind of come and go up in the Omak-Okanagan area. So look for some hazy skies and some smoke getting a little thick up there because of the Eagle Bluff fire. Probably not going to reach its way down here, but we are going to be under the influence of a big ridge of high pressure. It's going to be parked right here, and it ain't going anywhere from the National Weather Service. 89 today, and lots of sunshine, not much of a wind. 59 for the overnight low tonight. Then we just start climbing the ladder. 91 to 92 to 95. Brief cool down on Friday, but don't get used to it because we're going to be near 100 on Saturday and Sunday, and that will probably spill into Monday as well. Long stretch of sunny and hot weather. That's it for us. Have a great Monday. Join us tomorrow. Till then, bye-bye.
Hello everybody, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to Live It Up, the show where we explore and discuss how to take your life to that next level and beyond. We cover health, wealth, relationships, and how to create a life that feels good, because that's what we all ultimately want. We want to feel good. I'm your host and coach, Fletcher Ellingson. Today on the show, we are visiting with local entrepreneur and all-around cool guy that I've had the privilege of getting to know over this past year, Matthew Lambright. Now, here's a guy who has gone deep into the entrepreneur's journey between starting a mold remediation business, being an active real estate